and we breathe. So the chaos is over in this game between FC Dallas and Inter Miami. And I'll tell you what, not only the fact that every Miami fans is going to be happy with this resort, and certainly for the fans that jump into the Messi bandwagon, but I'm pretty sure the most happier coming out of this game has to be Apple TV and also the Leagues Cup tournament organizer because yeah, Miami was on the ropes in this game. It looked like Dallas was gonna spoil it, and then they remember that they have to follow the narrative, and then Dallas remembered that they had a tendency of blowing leads this season, like what we saw earlier against Charlotte, and in the end, they kind of decided to once again provide a movie scripting kind of end for Lionel Messi in this game, and also in the PK shootout. Now, in the first half, 1 minute in, there was already Messi chant. Now, obviously, this is going to be something we're going to see not only for the rest of these Leagues Cup, but definitely for all of these game when the regular season resume. That is away game that Inter Miami have played. And honestly, I can understand that there's going to be people that's going to be ticked off by this because, pretty much for most of these games, when Inter Miami go on the road, pretty much majority of the people are there to see Messi, and I can understand why they want to chant that. But I can also understand why people are frustrated because, yeah, we want to see our team play. It's not just all about Messi. And I will say that FC Dallas and some of the hardcore fans, they did their best in terms of trying to drown out those Messi chant. In fact, I'll even mention a little bit later, as soon as the Messi chant comes out, they did everything to basically chant their team's name and even boo and jeer those chant that was ringing out around the stadium. But 2 minutes in, Fiera would put it wide from close range, and then Fiera would score in the fifth minute. Problem was, the flag did not agree with him as the goal was disallowed for offside there. But I thought Dallas was on the front foot. Like you can clearly see that. I know coming out of this game, everybody expect Inter Miami to win this one, but I'm pretty sure Nico Estevez and this Dallas team didn't want to follow that narrative. They want to be the villain in this game. They want to ruin the storyline in this one, and they were pushing early to get the opener, but instead it's Miami that gets the opening goal. And who else but Lionel Messi? He scored from Alba to make it 1-0 in favor of Inter Miami. Now, this was a bit of a controversial goal because originally this goal was disallowed for offside. I think it was Martinez that was in an offside position and he screened the goalkeeper. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I have seen that being disallowed for offside. I mean, we've seen that multiple times this season, and I have always said that it doesn't really matter if you touch the ball, but if you're in an offside position on the line of the shot, yeah, that is going to be overruled, and it definitely looked like Martinez was in the line of that shot. But like I said, in this game, you just kind of had a feeling that yeah, referee decision is going to go in favor of Inter Miami, especially if it's something to do with Lionel Messi. Though I will say that the refereeing in this one, although there were some questionable calls, this was really the only one I thought for sure that yeah, maybe Miami and Messi kind of got the benefit of the doubt that because I'm pretty sure if this was not Messi scoring and if this was not Inter Miami scoring, this goal probably would have been called back. But nevertheless, Miami gets the 1-0 lead. Gomez trying to make it 2-0, but he blasted way high from long range. There's a shout for a penalty, handball for Dallas that was not given. But I thought Miami got to watch those turnover because there were times that they were turning the ball over way too easily, and Dallas was able to capitalize on the transitional play. Though in the 31st minute, Paz would deny Martinez as the flag came up, so even if that went in, it wouldn't have counted. And then he denied Taylor, but it fell right to Messi, who tried to chip the keeper and actually tried to chip it into the empty net because Martin Paz was already out of his position when he made the save on Robert Taylor, and that one was just clear off the line. So I mean, imagine if that one went in. I mean, when Messi scored the goal there, and when they go to VAR and overturn that, you can hear there was a lot of cheer from the fans, especially for those that saw Messi. I mean, the roof probably would have been blown off. Well, actually, I wouldn't say a roof because there isn't really a roof at Toyota Stadium, where Dallas play. But yeah, you would hear a loud eruption if that one did went in. And again, I even said the stadium was pretty close to erupt. But this is where we started to get the Messi chant again, and this is where I talk about how some of those hardcore FC Dallas fans, especially the supporter group, they're not having it. Like they're basically booing and jeering the Messi chant, trying to drown it out. And I feel like that's gonna be something we're gonna see a lot. I mean, especially when you see Miami does play against team that definitely have more dedicated fans toward their team, you're going to hear those fan base and especially the supporter group. They're not having it in terms of the Messi chant. But that being said, in the 37th minute, Dallas does respond to those Messi chant by scoring the equalizer as Facu Quignon scored from far to tie the game up at one apiece. Velasco then pulls it wide from close range, and the momentum was with Dallas. Again, I thought up to this point, Dallas actually had played relatively well, and they actually control most of the possession, which was kind of odd because that was what Miami was planning to do, especially that's kind of the tactics that Tata Martino tends to do. But I thought Dallas did a good job in terms of controlling possession, and Miami defense looked very shaky, especially on the transition. I think this game, I know people will forget about this, but I think this game is going to be things that he's gonna be a thing that I think Miami fans should be worried about. How the defense, it's still not good, and I kind of saw this coming even with the way that, yes, I know with Messi and his company coming into this team kind of revitalize the attack. There's still a lot of question in terms of the defense. And what we saw tonight is exactly what I thought was going to happen, even with Messi coming into this league and his former teammate to do. Where yes, it's definitely going to improve the attack, but the defense is still there's a lot of question mark. And this is where with me hearing that them continue to make some signing, especially improve the defense, that should really help out because you can't always have these kind of games and expect to win these kind of games, especially when the regular season does resume. Though in the 42nd minute, Taylor did try to retake the lead for Miami, but he blasts one into the stands. But then in the 44th minute, Bernard Kamungo, he scored from Ferreira to make it 2-1 in favor of FC Dallas. This is a kid that I think we really need to keep a close eye on because this is a kid that really just burst into the scenes a couple of months ago when Ferreira was on national team duty, and he has really looked good and been kind of an unsung hero for FC Dallas. And again, another kid that came out of the Dallas Academy, and I won't be surprised when Jesus Ferreira does get sold off for a big amount of money, which I'm assuming is probably going to happen during this off season. This could be a perfect replacement with Bernard Comungo there, and he could be the next in line to be that number 9 that Dallas, of course, has had. And that, of course, is the case. What a way of replacement. I mean, they did a good job replacing Ricardo Pepi from Jesus Ferreira, and now it seems like Comungo could be the heir of Jesus Ferreira when Ferreira eventually does move on. But I also thought Apple TV and the Leagues Cup organizer, they were in shambles because, yeah, they did not expect this game to be a game where Inter Miami was going to be in trouble and Dallas was going to play the spoiler role. But that being said, as I mentioned, Dallas, they're killing Miami in the transition. That goal really, once again, came off the transitional play, and that would kind of be the storyline heading into the second half in terms of some of the goals that Miami conceded in this one. But we do head to halftime with the score with Dallas leading 2-1. In the second half, Gomez would pose it wide from close range before Comungo would also pose it wide from the header. And then Ferreira would put it wide from close range as I thought Dallas continued that momentum that they had in the first half. They were looking to try to take the commanding 2-goal lead, but the question is, can they do so? Because this has been a problem we've seen with Dallas this season where they aren't able to get that commanding 2-goal lead, and there's been times where they miss some opportunity and it comes back to bite them. And one of those chances came in the 54th minute when Jesus Ferreira was in on goal there, but Miller able to come back and broke up the play in a crucial moment. Now that was great from Kamal Miller, able to come back and able to broke that play up. But if you're Jesus Ferreira, that has to go be in the back of net. Like that's one that you clean on go there, and you would definitely bet that Jesus Ferreira, with the way that he's been very good this season for Dallas, that would be in the back of net. But again, that's one that I thought Dallas would come back to regret. Though I also thought that the game started to become very end to end. It kind of started to become a track meet. Not even mention the fact that this game was played in 100-degree heat. I mean, with the way how the intensity of this game is being played, you wouldn't have guessed that these players were actually affected by the 100-degree heat that was raining down during Dallas. Though I will say that because this game was played at nighttime, and again, as much as I know there's criticism of this game being kicked off so late in the East Coast, it makes sense because there's no way in the world you want to play this game at 7 o'clock local time, especially in that Dallas, Texas heat. But in the 56th minute, Busquets puts it over the bar from close range. And then in the 62nd minute, Velasco with double the lead for Dallas as he scored here to make it 3-1 in favor of Dallas. That two-goal lead quickly diminished in 2 minutes as Benji Kamaski, who just came into this game, he scored here from Messi to make it 3-2 in this game. Is it Benjamin Kamaski or Benjamin Kamaski? Because the way that Jake Zivens had pronounce it in this game. He pronounced it like four different ways. He pronounced it Benji, he pronounced it Benjamin, and then I mean, I guess that's kind of the Spanish pronunciation considered Kamaski. Even though he's a homegrown kid from Miami, he had some Argentine heritage, but still, I'm just gonna call him whatever the announcer would like calling it. But still, he scored here from Messi to make it get 3-2 in this game, and yeah, that silenced the Dallas fans. I mean, they were definitely chanting, "This is our house." I mean, again, these Dallas fans, they were trying their best to kind of quiet down those Messi bandwagoner that took over the stadium in this one. Though that being said, in the 67th minute they restore that two-goal lead. And it's actually Robert Taylor, unfortunately, slotting the own goal in this one. Now, there was a question whether or not if Joseph Martinez was foul here. And I think in the end they got this call right. But I was actually kind of surprised they didn't call it, considering, again, with this tournament, the narrative of the fact that, yeah, they're going to give Messi a benefit of the doubt and Miami a benefit of the doubt. I would have thought that they would have called that and maybe even overturn and give a free kick for Inter Miami. But credit to the refereeing crew. At least they're saying that, yeah, we're not gonna easily buy into the narrative. We're gonna see that is not a foul, and it was clearly not a foul too. I think Martinez kind of did something very similar to what Messi did against Cruz Azul, kind of trying to draw a penalty by embellish there, and yeah, the referee was not having it. But what also was criminal for Inter Miami in that play, they completely switched off when the foul wasn't given. Like, I get it. Yes, players are frustrated that there should have been a foul, but you cannot switch off like that. Like they switched off. They allowed Dallas to go on the transition, which has been what's been working for them. And even though Robert Taylor did do a good job in terms of tracking back, yeah, he just unfortunately slides that one into his own net there instead of putting it behind for a corner. So yeah, just like that, it was back to a two-goal lead again. Up to this point, if you are a Leagues Cup organizer or an MLS organizer, you are definitely sweating your bullet because yeah, it looks like Dallas was gonna play the villain role in this one. But after Velasco blasted high from long range, in the 80th minute, Miami does get one back. And apparently Farfan kind of realized that, yeah, he's got to follow this narrative, the fact that Miami's going to have to win this game because, yeah, it was an own goal by him. It was just one that, again, I think he forgot that he was playing for Dallas, not for Inter Miami. I mean, it was a great header too, but just unfortunately headed into his own net. But yeah, that gave life for Miami. It was 4-3 up to this point. Again, we have reached max chaos in Leagues Cup. So what's after max chaos in League Cup? How super max chaos and Hollywood would kind of script? Because in the 85th minute, guess who? It's Lionel Messi scoring on the free kick. And honestly, when I saw that, I had a feeling that was going to go into the back of net because that from that distance it was very similar to the one that he hit against Cruz Azul. And knowing the fact that, yeah, I feel like with how the way this game has gone and the craziness has happened, that's gonna go into the back of the net, and it did. So yeah, the game was all tied up at four apiece. Eugene also did try to answer, sorry there, no pun intended, that is, but he puts it over. And then Messi trying to make it 5-4 with a shot from 19 yards out, but it was blocked by Tafari with his head. By the way, if you guys don't know this, they mentioned how Tafari had a very savage kind of quote that he mentioned about Messi and how, yeah, I know all the attention is about Messi, but I think we should kind of stop asking our players about what we think about Messi instead of just maybe focusing our team and on asking me what I feel like this game is going to turn on. And yeah, I mean that it doesn't get more savage than what Kosi Tafari says there. And here he even did it in the game. I mean that could have been just a perfect Hollywood ending script, but Tafari was saying no, and he not only blocked that one, but he blocked it with his heads there. And I was really surprised they didn't even think about stopping this game because with the way that Tafari did go down on the ground and able to get up just 2 seconds later. Yeah, I mean, with the way that the league has been very serious in terms of concussion rule, I'm surprised they didn't just kind of stop it. I mean, I guess he did get back up and he was able to continue for the rest of the game. But if he would have gone down the second time, I think they had to stop it because again, concussion protocol is a very serious thing that the league is taking care of, and with the way that thing smacked his head, I thought they would have stop the game and just check to make sure Tafari is not concussed during that point. With that being said, we do head to a PK shootout because again, I was kind of surprised that the Leagues Cup doesn't make like a last minute change and basically say, yeah, we're gonna go to an extra time because with how crazy this game has been, there's no way we're gonna go straight to a PK shootout. But nevertheless, we did go to a PK shootout. And in the PK shootout, we saw Paxton Pomako puts it into downtown Dallas in round two, which kind of opens the door for Miami to win it, and Miami take full advantage of it. And actually, it's actually Benji Kamaski, the one that connects the winning penalty for Inter Miami in this one. I was very surprised to see Kamaski taking that fifth penalty. I was expecting Joseph Martinez to take it. I guess the reason why Martinez didn't take it is because he already taking a penalty. Well, actually, he hasn't taken a penalty in this game yet, but he already taken a penalty before, and maybe Tata Martino was kind of put on a big gamble and hope that the 18-year-old homegrown kid is gonna come good in terms of that winning penalty, and for an 18-year-old homegrown kid like that, I mean, for Benjamin Kamaski, that was just simply ice cold. Like all the pressure in your world in terms of converting the winning penalty and give Inter Miami them advancing into the next round, and he did a good job in terms of converting that one. So yeah, in the end, Inter Miami they kind of follow the script and they're moving on into the next round with a 5-3 PK shootout. The shots in this game it wasn't actually that high. I mean, as crazy as this game is, as back and forth as it was at times, the shots were only 12 apiece for both of these teams. 4 shots on goal for the 5 that Miami has. 4 shots off target for the 7 that Dallas had. 1 shot that was blocked for the 3 that Miami has. And possession-wise, 66% possession compared to 34% possession that Dallas has in this game. And like I said, as much as Inter Miami or FC Dallas tried their best to play the villain in this one, you knew that the Leagues Cup organizer was not going to have it. I mean, I know at the end of this game, I won't be surprised. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to say this game is rigged and that this is clearly just for rating or whatsoever. But at the end of the day, I think you gotta say that this was just a valiant comeback for Inter Miami, but also for FC Dallas. Going back to what I said about those missed chances that they had. I mean, they could have easily put this game to bed with the way that they could have easily made it 5-2 or even 6-2 in this one because they had their moments in this one, and I think this is kind of the thing that teams got to realize that when you play against Inter Miami, especially facing against Messi and his company, you better take advantage of your chances because if you don't take advantage of your chances, even if you got most of them in, you don't take advantage of it. Yeah, this team has that tenacity to come back, and we just saw it in this game against FC Dallas. Well, there you have it. That is pretty much it for this review of this game. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this game? I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people in the comment section that's going to say this game is rigged. And clearly, this is another example of the Leagues Cup continue to follow the format of Inter Miami eventually going to go deep into this tournament. And there is a feeling that it could happen because, the next opponent is going to be either against Charlotte and Houston, two teams that are very beatable if you look at if Inter Miami play against both of these teams. But I also thought that for Inter Miami, yes, even though they move on to this one, I think there is still some concern coming out of this game, and I'm pretty sure Tata Martino, as much as he's very happy that his team is able to move on. I think there is going to be some negative that he's going to focus on the defense because again, this is the thing that I was worried about this team even when they got Messi, and also bring him some of his former teammate that this defense has not improved. Like this defense is still bad, like what we've seen throughout the season. And even though Drake Callender did a good job in terms of bailing this team out, he didn't really quite do that in this game, and it's not a big surprise. Eventually, Dallas was able to score a couple of goals in this one and really put Inter Miami on the ropes at time in this game. Well, there you have it. That is pretty much it for this review. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what do you think of this game. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys do like, smash the subscribe button. And yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.